All right, welcome everyone who's joining the stream. Welcome, Todd. Can you review DAG and Telcoin? All right. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Okay, so take a look at DAG. Constellation, we'll do the KuCoin chart. All right, and let's open up the CoinMarketCap page immediately, just so we know what we're dealing with. Because I don't think I've heard of this project. Constellation is the name, okay. There we go. Let me know if the sound is all right. Let me know if the stream is lagging or not. We'll do all the requests one by one. Yeah, website's gonna lag because I'm streaming. That's not gonna be a problem. All right, jumping into the daily chart. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so it's been out for a few years now. Released November 2019. So it has that longevity aspect. That's always good to see. So immediately what we can do is we can set up a support trend line here. As you can see, we've retested this twice. So we had one bounce in May of 2021 when we had that initial pullback, and you have another bounce here in December of 2022. So this is, we're just going to do the simple TA, simple everything, because we don't want to make it difficult for newcomers to understand. So we drop the price tag, that's 0.035023 for the support. So this is going to be a nice entry. If we zoom in, you can see that you are sort of coming back down, retracing here. There is a good chance that you might come back down to this white support trend line and have a bounce from there. And you're just going to create a double bottom pattern in that situation. Of course, holding this low is going to be key, because if you start losing this low, that means you're going to be losing a major support level that we've held twice over the past few years. And if that is going to be happening, then if you lose a support level, then you are usually going even further down. Now, if we were to lose that support level, what we can do is we can drop a Fibonacci retracement from that local high there to the local low here, and we can see our 1.618 target potentially would be sitting at 0.023521 cents. Welcome everyone who's joining the stream. Feel free to let me know if the stream is doing okay, if it's lagging or not, if the quality is all right, and send in your requests in the comments. Thanks for joining. We're taking a look at DAG Constellation on KuCoin, by the way. So, yeah, if we start losing that local low here that we printed in December last year, we're going to be targeting the 1.618 here at 0.023521 cents. But that's only if we lose this low. If Bitcoin was to see some sort of a pullback, anything really, altcoins are going to go even harder, right? You do know that if Bitcoin's pulling back, altcoins tend to pull back stronger. But we are waiting for the FOMC meeting tomorrow, and chances are they're going to do the 25 BPS hike, and the markets are just going to react normally to that because that's the expectation. If they're going to announce that they're pausing the interest rate hikes, then absolutely every single altcoin is going to start moving to the upside. That's going to be bullish news across the markets. Tristan Marshall says stream is 100% bro, and the Nolder says good as well. All right, thank you very much for letting me know. You should have the 1080p available. I did a test stream yesterday, so we only had 720p. Now 1080p should be available. Let me know if that works all right as well. So that's regarding this local situation here. Overall, I would say this is a very, very good area to dollar cost average because you're basically in the lows here. You are in the lows compared to where you were back in November or August of 2021. This is really cheap. Also, you should be taking a look at this diagonal resistance trend line that you have here. As you can see, you've been retesting it as resistance for many, many months, and you're getting tight in this apex of this pattern here. As you can see, this is a descending triangle, and this is a bearish pattern, technically speaking, because each high is lower than the previous one, and you get squeezed up, squeezed up, squeezed up, and you just break down. Okay, so that is a potential play here if Bitcoin decides to pull back. If Bitcoin has a pump after the FOMC meeting, then we're definitely going to see a breakout of this resistance. And for those of you who don't know, if you break a major resistance trend line, such as this one, a major diagonal resistance trend line, you typically do that with a lot of force and you have a strong breakout. So be careful swing trading and selling soon after the breakout, because we might have a pretty strong move, especially considering the fact that this is a low cap gem, so to speak, because if we drop into the coin market cap page, it's a $56 million market cap. 34% in circulating supply. That's not really good because a lot of coins are still going to be dumped into the circulation, but overall is a protocol that uses directed cyclic graph architecture to achieve a consensus that is in theory incapable of infinite scalability. Okay, this is a pretty interesting project. Actually, I'm going to save it to my watch list. So that's what we have here. If you're looking for short-term entries, I would say anywhere between now all the way down to this support is a great area to dollar cost average. If you start breaking to the upside, well then, you're just going to be forced to buy higher because this is a low cap gem. Again, you have to understand that. They can move parabolically. So if we start breaking this local high that we printed in January, our technical target is going to be at 0.085 cents. Okay? But never buy all in. Not a financial advice, but never buy all in, because you always want to have some money in case we see a pullback. In case, for example, we see the Fed raising the interest rates. It's not going to happen, but in case they have a 50 basis points hike, right? Then the markets are just going to drop. So you want to be sitting on some cash in case that happens. Now let's move over to the next altcoin here. So Alchemy, Crypto F asks for Alchemy. All right, a lot of requests are coming in. Thank you, everyone. We'll try to do this a bit quicker. So Alchemy is something that I was targeting for a long, long time. I was planning to enter at around about a cent. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. Let's take a look. Alchemy Pay. This is a great project. I mean, it has a lot of partnerships coming in, and I think because of the Visa partnership, we saw a strong move to the upside. Todd says, thanks, man. No problem. No problem. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to stay tuned. We're going to be doing these streams often, and feel free to send in your requests for future streams as well. All right, Alchemy. So for this token here, as you can see, we have two touches off of this ascending light blue support trend line. And this is important because if we're going to be seeing a pullback, if we're going to be seeing a strong correction in the markets, give me 1 second. Just checking if the stream is doing all right. Hopefully it is. Let me know if it's lagging a bit. Shouldn't be lagging. All right, so we have this ascending support trend line that we want to be looking at for entries, because if we see a major capitulation in the markets, then the light blue trend line here is going to hold us as support. You also have a support block. As you can see, this little golden support block. So it's set up with this little trading range that we had in January. So this is going to hold us as support if we start dropping. So if we start dropping all the way down there, that's going to be a nice 70% pullback. So I don't know if that's going to be possible unless Bitcoin does something drastic and goes below $20,000 again. So conservatively speaking, the 55 EMA is going to be a great entry. So the 55 EMA here is sitting at 0.028-ish cents. Connection lagging. Yeah, I see it's lagging. I'm not sure what's going on. Everything should be working fine. All right, let's give it a second. A little bit of lagging. Is it better now? Should be better now. Should be better now. Okay. All right. Cover theta as well. For theta, you can check out the. I think I uploaded a video regarding theta not a while ago. Yeah, I did a theta TA on the channel. Check out the upload feed, my friend. All right, back to Alchemy. So anywhere between 0.0115 cents down to 0.010 cents, that's going to be a great entry. But like I said, that's not very likely. So what we should be doing is we should be taking a look at this uptrend, and we want to see where the support and resistance levels are. So immediately here you can see that we have a major support level at 0.0242 cents, and we have a major resistance level in the same area, so to speak. So what we can do is we can set up a block here, a resistance block, or it's a support block now, and this is going to be our entry. Okay, this is going to be where we are going to be targeting for entries. So between 0.02370 cents down to 0.022043 cents, that's going to be your perfect entry into Alchemy Pay. Below that, you can target this local high as well. That's at 0.019188 cents. And I'm going to be targeting these entries as well because I've been eyeballing this project for a very long time. Unfortunately, like I said, I missed out on buying over here when I was planning to do that. I was thinking about getting into Alchemy here at the end of January, but unfortunately, that didn't happen, and we saw this massive pump. And yeah. So these are some of the support levels that you could be targeting. What we can also do is, if we are going to be seeing a move to the upside, let's say we had a move to the upside from here and we broke above the local high that we printed in February, what we can do is drop a Fibonacci retracement on the chart from the swing low here in March to the swing high in February, and you get your 1.618 target at 0.066 cents. So that's going to be a nice exit for anyone looking to swing trade or potentially to get out of position on Alchemy Pay. Now, if we're looking long term, and if you want your bull market target, so to speak, what we do is we go to the weekly chart just so it's easier to see, and you take your fib from the low, from the bear market low here to the bull market high. There we go, like that and like that. So we're going to be looking at 66 cents here. Just give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. So we're going to be targeting 66 cents, and that's quite conservative in my opinion. We have to see what sort of partnerships are going to be coming in with ACH, because if they're going to be doing as well as they've been doing in this bear market, then I don't think that we're going to be, I don't think that we're just going to stop here at 66 cents. So from where we are right now all the way up there, that's going to be a 1,600% move to the upside, which is fine in a bull market. That's not bad. If we jump into the coin market cap page, you can see it's only a $200 million market cap project right now, which is fairly cheap. Like, this is nothing. The one thing that I don't like is only 50% of the supply is out in circulation, and that's not really good because you still have a lot of tokens out. And yeah, if for those of you who don't know, Alchemy Pay is a great project. It's listed on KuCoin, Binance, and I would say all the other major centralized exchanges. So feel free to check it out. But yeah, I mean, if we don't see any pullbacks anytime soon, to be honest with you, I'm just going to start dollar cost averaging here at around about 4 cents because it's not worth waiting for these strong pullbacks because they might never come and you're just going to miss out on all these potential gains. So it's still a low market cap project. I would say focus more on the market cap rather than the price. Of course, you don't want to be buying in after the project has done a 10x in a few months, right? But you want to be buying on a pullback and just apply logic to everything, right? You don't want to be buying at the very top, but you also don't want to be waiting for, for $3,000 Bitcoin like a degen. So that's what we have for Alchemy. Next up, we have AGIX. This is one of the projects that I potentially am going to be getting into as well. Actually, I do have it opened up here. I did a TA on this project or a review on this project on my Patreon. So jumping into the daily chart, AGIX. This is the Binance chart. Let's see if we can get a chart with more history or more data. KuCoin, Singularity. Let's do KuCoin. Actually, we already have that up. There we go. Yeah, there we go. This is a much better chart. Let me know if the stream got better. It should have recovered right now. Yeah, should be okay. Okay, so taking a look at Singularity, as you can see, we've had a massive pump since this November low, and we've gone up 1,709%. So this is an 18x move to the upside. 18x, my friend. This is crazy. This is crazy. So you want to be waiting for a pullback. Obviously, this pullback here was a great entry because you were below the 55 EMA. And for those of you who are not familiar, the 20 EMA is the yellow chart, is the yellow line. The red one is the 55 EMA. And these are support and resistance trend lines. So you want to be targeting those as support and as resistance if you're below them. So I would say the 55 EMA immediately is a great entry at 0.3829, roughly around that area. Now, if we were to see a major pullback, you just take a look at this trading range here, because this is where we were stagnating, and this is when we entered a little sideways movement before we eventually broke up. We haven't back tested this area as support yet, so that is what I'm waiting for. This is going to be a great entry for anyone looking to get into IGIX, or AGIX, I should say. And this is where I'm going to be entering as well. So between 23.5 cents down to 16.5 cents, this is going to be a great area, because what you do is when you break a resistance trend line, you typically tend to come back and retest that as support, and that goes the same for support blocks and resistance blocks. Of course, if we see Bitcoin drop below $17,000, if that were to happen, this altcoin is going to drop like crazy, because you had this impulsive move here, you had this impulsive move here, and you really no support, no resistance back test, just a straight line, parabolic line. So if we were to drop on Bitcoin, of course, altcoins would drop very, very hard and very quick. But like I said, if the Fed is going to be printing money as it started doing already, then altcoins are going to be moving to the upside. And this might be your lucky entry here into AGIX. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be targeting for entries personally. If we take a look at the daily RSI, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we do have an ascending support trend line here that we can target. If I extend this here, there we go. So we do have an ascending support trend line. That's going to be a nice entry for you, because we've held this as support since July of 2022. Since July of 2022. So this is going to be a nice entry. Draw this out on your RSI, because this is also a very good indicator to see where the price is at and how overbought or oversold your token is. But yeah, there's really not a lot to cover on AGIX because you just had this massive pump. I'm not buying here. I'm not buying at these all-time high prices practically because this is where we were sitting back in September of 2021. So if you were buying here, good for you. If not, I mean, personally, like I said, I'm not buying into AGIX right now. Next up, we have Eagled. So for anyone looking for Eagled and Theta TA, what I would recommend you guys do is go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. There is an Elrond and a Theta technical analysis. I do drop those videos on a weekly basis, so I cover Theta and Elrond every Thursday, or I try to do it every Thursday. So we'll take a quick look at Elrond or Multiverse X right now, but we're not going to dive too deep into it because, like I said, you do have that video up on YouTube on my channel. Let's get this going. Yeah, maybe I have to set the bit rate a bit lower for this stream. That's why the stream could be lagging. That is potentially the issue there, but hopefully it gets resolved for the next stream. The next stream is going to be on Friday. We're going to be streaming on Friday. Friday 2, maybe 3 p.m. East Central Time. Okay, taking a look at Elrond here. So we have the major Fibonacci retracement, and based off of this retracement, we can set up some long-term and short-term targets as well. The price below $50, in my opinion, is a steal. That's going to be a very, very cheap entry. My average buy-in price is around $44, $45, I want to say. I'm not too sure, but it's around that area. And let me just zoom in here. So as you can see, we do have a support trend line below us at $40.60. We just had a retest. We just had another retest off of that same trend line. Just a perfect bounce here, as you can see, and another move to the upside. And this trend line here is a good support level that we've held back in February. We've held it back in March a few times. We held it as support in December, in November. We held it as support back in June of 2022. So there's just a lot of points of contact with this trend line. That's why we're targeting this. So I would say if the price is below $40.60, then that's a steal. That's even cheaper. That's even better for you because, you know, I did dollar cost average into Elrond here when we were below $40, and that was a very nice entry. But for now, what we're doing is we're building a healthy uptrend, or at least attempting to do so, because we haven't broken above this high, which is hopefully going to be our next target. So we want to break above this high as well as we start moving in with this impulsive move to the upside, and then we want to come back down and print a higher low. Okay, so that's going to be your higher low. Hopefully that's how it's going to play out. I have a nice Multiverse X position, so I'm not worried about entering or missing out on the price. And then we have UTK. So Shooty, you did request 2 tokens in a row. I'll take a look at some of the other requests that people have sent in, just so it's fair to everyone, and then we'll take a look at UTK. So we're gonna do CQT. CQT, great project. I have a nice position in that project, and I'm gonna be entering more like 15, 16, 14 cents. Great entry. Great entry. I'm probably just going to buy more at this price here. I'm going to have a nice stack. But as you can see on the daily chart here, on the KuCoin, the chart is pulled from KuCoin. And as you can see, we do have this channel up pattern that we are adhering to. And we're simply right now in between the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA. This means that we're just consolidating, and the price is really not doing anything major as of right now. We might have these squeezes to the downside, these wicks coming down. So this support block below us between 13.5 cents down to 0.1189 cents, so almost 12 cents, is going to be a very good buying opportunity. If it comes down there, I will be buying more tokens. Zooming out, you can also see that the 0.236 Fibonacci there at 11.5 cents is also a great entry. We broke above it here in January, but we haven't come back down for that back test of support. So that's something that you want to look at. The Fibonacci retracement is set up from this swing low that we printed in August last year to that swing high we printed in August of 2021. And the 1.618 target based off of this fib is sitting at $23.47. Now I'm not saying we're going to get there. Probably we're not going to be going that high. So we want to stay more conservative, and we want to target the 1.272 Fibonacci retracement level here, which is at $6.18.